Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and today I have a free printable project for you. This is my Spectral Garden Folio. This is a free printable kit that matches this week's digital kits in my Etsy shop. If you're already a member of my list, you would have received this in your inbox today. But if you're not, you can sign up for the email list in the description down below, and you'll get this kit sent to you immediately. You'll also find links for the matching kits in my Etsy shop below that link. So let's start putting the folio together. I have printed everything out on 110-pound cardstock. I printed it all front and back. You do not have to print the provided paper on the back of everything. You can just print it on the back of this folio panel, but I like to have the backs all finished, so I went ahead and did that for everything. I did do distress ink on the edges. I used Hickory Smoke. This is an archival distress ink. You can use any kind of medium gray distress ink around the edges. This is kind of a dark, moody kit, and I felt like this kind of smoky gray really went with the theme. You can kind of see it around the edges there. I have pre-folded all of my pieces. I've got the ephemeras all cut out and inked. I'll put that to the side. There are 3 pockets. There is a rectangle with a moon, a tall pocket with the water droplets, and then this tree pocket. And I've got the tabs all folded on those already. And then the folio itself is folded on this line here between the blue flowers and the gate print. And then this flap is also folded over. You want to make sure that everything is folding very nicely and that you've left that there should be just a little bit of space here. So don't overfold and make this too tight, or else once everything is inside, it's going to get a little bit, it's going to pop up. It's going to get a little too tight. Now, if you do fold this over later and it is too tight, you can just adjust your crease a little bit, kind of push that out. To attach everything, I am using Beacon Fabri-Tac. You can use a tape runner or double-sided tape or any kind of adhesive that you want to use for your project. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to start with this big tree pocket. And here are, it's got 2 tabs, the side and the bottom. And I'm just going to firm up those creases so that they're folded over nice and tight. Grab my glue and run a nice thin bead and just kind of spread it out a little bit down those 2 tabs. And then I'm going to butt this up right against the straight edge of the folio and line it up along the bottom. I always like to check and make sure when I'm folding everything is moving freely. I did design this with a little extra space here, so you should not be jamming up into that crease. Next, I'm going to attach the moon pocket. Again, I've got those 3 tabs. I'm just going to burnish them down with my bone folder. You can use the back of your scissors or your thumbnail or anything really to press these down. You don't need a bunch of fancy tools or anything like that. And then add my glue. And this pocket is going to go right at the bottom of this tree pocket, like so. And again, I'm going to check my fold. Still moving well. Finally, I've got this tall skinny pocket. It's going to go right along this edge here. I'm gonna, again, put my flaps down, burnish them down nice and tight, and apply my glue. And then I'm not going to place this too tightly up against this fold. So I'm going to kind of leave just a hairline all down the edge. It's lined up with the top and the bottom. This is folding over nicely. Everything is moving well. Next, I'm going to grab my pile of ephemera. There are a lot of little pieces in here. We've got some circle tags and some taller pieces, but I'm going to grab these 2 tags, the owl and the poem. This poem is a little bit of a teaser. I put stories in my junk journal kits. One of the kits has a story from one point of view, and then the other kit has kind of almost like a walk or a tour. It's a remembrance of the garden. So you can check those out. Again, links down below, but this poem is kind of a teaser to the stories contained in both of those kits. So I've got a couple of tabs here. I've already inked these as well. Let me open these up. Everything here is inked in that hickory smoke ink. And there's my tabs. It doesn't matter which one you use, but I'm going to put my owl in this pocket. So I think I'm going to put the tab on the top of this, and I'm going to off-center it a little bit. I like how jaunty that looks. So I'm going to apply some of my glue to the inside of the tab. And place it there. And then on this one, because I want to tuck it into this pocket, I'm going to place the tab on the side, and I think I'm going to place it right about there. So again, a nice thin little application of glue, and attach my tab. Now I'm ready to put all my ephemera in. Everything does kind of have a place, but of course you can add and subtract, do anything you want with this little folio. So I've got this larger card, and I'm going to place her back here in the big pocket. It's kind of a bookmark, flower bookmark, and that is going to just kind of go in here at a little bit of a jaunty angle. I like it to poke out. My poem. I have my owl. I'll put that in the moon pocket. And then I've got my last two tags. These are a little bit interchangeable. And I'm just going to place those like so. For closure, I like to use Velcro dots. You can use any kind of closure you want. You can punch a hole and use a string. You can just wrap a string or a band around the entire folio. I'm going to just check my close here. Everything is closing nicely. So I'm going to grab, there are two sides. There's the fuzzy side and then the pokey side, technical terms. And I'm going to place those together, and I like to put the white fuzzy side on the palest surface. So this is the clear side. I'm going to put that exactly where I want it, right here in the middle, and then fold this over and press it down nice and tight. These usually stick pretty well by themselves, but if you find you're having trouble and they want to pop up, you can put a little glue on them. And there's my Velcro closure. And that's it for this little folio. Again, if you're interested in these kits and the story behind the Spectral Garden, you can find those kits in my Etsy shop down below. I'm going to kind of flash a preview by here on the screen for you so you can see what those kits look like. I think they're really pretty and dark and moody, and the story has a little more depth than the stories in my other kits, but I have a whole section in my shop of my story kits. And as I've been going on, I feel like they've gotten a little more elaborate and a little more interesting, but I'm always willing to hear what you would want in a junk journal kit that has a story in it. So if you have any thoughts on that, please leave a comment down below. Remember, if you sign up for the email list, you're going to get freebies in your inbox every week. Sometimes they might be projects, sometimes they might just be a couple sheets of envelopes or tags or journaling cards or things like that. It's whatever my whim is that week. So go ahead and sign up, get this free printable kit, and I will see you in the next video.